You know what? This
The
just
crop
sets
god.
this just sets this idea on my mind that Shinbu is one of the greatest people in esports.
Oh, that's right. I just want to say
Cast and
that in
fraud
the
at the same time.
no, man, I'm telling you right now. If you look from this point, said this time, saying this now. 10 years from now, if you look back, you're gonna consider Shinbu as one of the national heroes for esports.
The ones
Because of-
the ones who died.
Yes. The ones who gave their life for esports, Shinbu is one of those guys.
The ones who
Heroes.
almost died for esports.
Shinbu is a national treasure.
Yes.
I'm telling you now.
You know the Yamashita treasure? Know the Shinbu treasure first.
Because of you, Bruno Mars made that song. And he said, treasure, that is what you
That is
are.
what you are. And that is what Shinbu is.
That's right. That's right. Anyways, here we go. Into the draft. It's a Hanzo ban. It's a Kufra ban. And Natalia, as well as the Claude, which prompts the sadistic gods to pick this Atlas against that. The sadistic gods are from Philippines, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they are. So it's Family X Gaming from Malaysia. Okay, we'll see.
So X-Work in the carry. I like the follow-up to the Atlas. They have this wombo combo thing going to their side. They have the Atlas Ultimate to the last Insanity. That is a probability that it can happen, and that can soak up a lot of damage for the side of X-Work. But the thing about it is, how sure are they that Atlas can make a good initiation with the Jawhead on the other side?
Mhm. Yeah, it's gonna be harder, but the thing is, you don't really look for Atlas as that hero that will surely give you the initiations. For sure, obviously, Atlas's initiation is so solid. But one thing you can also get from Atlas is that staying power in the front lines. It's a very tanky hero, and unlike other tanks, there's a lot of propensity of an outplay from an Atlas because of that. It's not weird. It's an unusual mobility tool where he summons the real Atlas being chased by the armor. So yeah, it's a volatile hero to say the least.
Bruno, on the other hand, is going to be a pain for the side of the sadistic gods. I mean, having Bruno there gives them extra snowball potential if they can get it. They have the grok, so that means their early game capability to fight is somewhat, what do you call this? Amplified? Is that right? Is that the right term? Is that the correct term? Yeah. But they answer with a Hylos, so that means they are really looking forward to hugging this out with the other team.
Yeah. So now it's Lancelot that they're considering. Although they already have the carry, maybe they'll look for another side laner here, the sadistic gods. Considering Sylvana, or maybe like something like a Thams, but yeah, they do secure the Sylvana this time, so that's their side laner. And now Family X Gaming getting the Valir, which is their way to burst down this Hylos. You know what, Mothers? I'm gonna ask you this question. How do you feel about double tanks right now? Because for me personally, the meta dictates that it's much better if you go for one tank, one support that deals damage, like Valir, Farsa, Sicilian, the works, right? Or maybe a Popol and Koopa that gives a little bit of push. And what we can see is a double tank setup here for Sadistic Gods. How do you feel about this kind of strategy?
It makes sense that you would go for a double tank if you have the capability to fight early, because that only...
Yeah, I think that it's the team, it's the Sadistic Gods on the red side, playing the Bruno.
Okay.
So yeah, honestly, yeah, you want to know why I mentioned why I was able to deduce that, because they
circumstances. Usually for tournaments, it's Philippines versus Philippines, Malaysia versus Malaysia, Indo versus Indo. But right now, these teams have the capability to gauge each other in such a tournament. So at least we are having some, we are having a bit of exposure for the smaller teams.
Yeah. So this is a non-professional circuit.
Yeah.
So
And
what
usually
that
you
means-
see this kinds of setup. Okay,
Yeah.
so that is not good.
Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't matter that much. Okay, so it's a little bit of lead for the Sadistic Gods, down 1 minute and 21 seconds in, which kind of tells us that their funnel strategy is doing better. As you can see from Family X Gaming, they don't have the 4 mask strategy or even a 3 mask strategy, just having masks on the supports. And what, in effect, when you don't adjust your opponents doing masks, you will be left behind when it comes to economy, and I think it's showing right now. Not only when it comes to gold, but also when it comes to experience. I think that bonus gold and XP that you can get from the mask is just way too good. That maybe this is the way that mask should truly be played. Nevertheless, there's the first blood with Sicilian dealing the damage, and there's the Join with the jump the ejector, getting the second kill for the Sadistic Gods. And Guardian's Barrier, a little bit too late in there.
Oh,
but it was
Bruno,
the tackle from My goodness, Bruno. Nice timing on the tackle, and with that, they get their 3rd kill and a lot of gold in the bank for the Sadistic Gods, my friend.
So, Wolf, they what do you call this? Family X Gaming went for a traditional 1-2-2 lineup, 1-2-2 setup on their laning stage. It now makes sense why they went for a double tank, but they didn't really abuse the fact that there are masks, as you've said.
Yeah.
So we are seeing how much gold is Sadistic Gods getting from
That's right.
abusing this certain mechanic into the game.
And
Now,
that's also-
they
yeah.
have to catch up. They have to catch up. It's almost 4,000 gold on going to the side of what do you call this?
Of
What
Sadistic.
team is this? The Sadistic Gods. So there is, I don't know. How do you come back from this?
Yeah, so the problem is you also are lacking EXP, and I think that in the fight that happened up top, Hylos is just level 1, and as the rest of Sadistic Gods, they're already at level 3, which meant that the Sicilian, the Joy, the Grok, they deal so much damage already, and there was a time where they were able to secure 3 more kills, which even inflated the lead that they have. So it's honestly very hard, very difficult to come back like this. Sylvana, just 1 stun is what they needed. Just 1 from the Sanguine Claws. And it's already so good for Sadistic Gods.
They having more heroes at level 4, level 5, level 6 on the enemy team
That's right.
rather than getting enough gold for the other team. Because if you think about it, the way that they're funneling this on Jads, they're giving him all the money, so you can deal with the other heroes. But for Grok, let's say Grok is not now at level 6,
there's a 5-6
and
tackle
carry
once
is at
again.
level 6, so that means the superior tank and their carry is at the same stage as early as 4 minutes into the game.
We'll all see what the better you get from XP, but look at this. Look at the raw damage output they're receiving now. Glorious Pathway in a weird spot, but this means that the Sacrificals will connect. Beautifully done from the Sicilian, and that will mean another kill for Sadistic Gods. And probably I think that it's almost sure that will happen. Inevitable, I would say. 5 minutes in, we have a 10-0 score in favor of the Sadistic Gods. And Grok says, okay. Shoutouts to XB OSEP. I don't know. Oh, for a peso. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so they have they're asking for a lot of shoutouts, to be honest. I don't know how you play and ask for shoutouts at the same time.
Yeah, well, if you're leading by 10-0, 5 minutes, I think you can breathe for maybe 5 seconds to actually type. Oh, look at this. Way of the Dragon into the Cyclone Eye, but it doesn't matter. Sylvana will still fall as the reinforcements from Sadistic Gods are way ready for that. I like the timing actually coming out from the show, making sure that the Shunpo was available before he was stunned up. And what an interesting wild charge. But there's no stun actually for Family X Gaming available in that fight to punish this Grok. So Grok will be keeping himself alive.
Now, Blade of Despair going here on that show. It is really bad here. This is a critical point in time for the side of Family X Gaming. They really have to stop this, and show going in, and that is a very ballsy move. Well, you don't really do that, but he went in, he used the flicker, and he just went straight for the kill.
And it's not like it's necessary. They were controlling the turret anyway, so that's definitely a mistake from Sadistic Gods. Unfortunately for Family X Gaming, there's not a lot of punishes. Look at that burst! Sanguine Claws into the burst. You know that it's coming, and without Purify available on the carry, you know that he will die. This means that they'll be able to push once again, taking up more, and that's turret. And yeah, they're asking for another pause at this point, but it kind of feels like there's not really any more ways for Family X Gaming to come back from this. Even when there's a pause, I'm sure that the fact that Sadistic Gods are for their side. And what they needed to do was to kind of put some bodies out, so just to survive. Maybe just to give one more hero death so that they can survive, and that's exactly what they did. That's why they're still hanging on. But I'm saying, Sadistic Gods taking down the turret in the bottom lane. No good news at all for Family X Gaming.
No good news at all, and
look at that!
Look at Giselion. Even Giselion can take down someone that easy.
Yep. So it's
and
over.
This is it. This is it. I'm pretty sure this is it.
A lot of shoutouts being thrown, but still GG's to Family X Gaming. Stellar start for Sadistic Gods. Staying true to the power of the funnel strategy, and they